Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Hub Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now in this lesson, we are looking at introduction to numbers and numerals. In mathematics, we mainly work with numbers. So we want to understand what numbers and numerals are, their types, and then anything that is related to it. So without much ado, let's quickly look into that. So when we talk of number, what is number? Okay. So a number is just an idea. You see, it's an idea or concept that will tell you how many or how much a quantity is. You see, so when I say 3, for instance, when I say 3, then what comes in your mind is we are talking of 3 things. It is representing 3 balls, 3 oranges, what have you. You get it? So it's just an idea. Anytime a number is mentioned, an idea just comes to your mind to represent a number or a number of quantity. Get it? But then a numeral, on the other hand, is a symbol or group of symbols we use to represent these numbers. You get it? So the numeral is a symbol or group of symbols we use to represent numbers. So we need to take note of these differences, you see, of what a number is and then what a numeral is. So it is under these numerals that we can then talk about the Hindu Arabic numerals and then the Roman numerals as well. Okay, so let's quickly look at Hindu Arabic numerals. Now the Hindu Arabic numeral is actually the most commonly used system today. Okay, so even children do know about it. It is the most used one, and then it uses just 10 digits to represent all the numbers in the world. Just 10 digits. Okay, so these 10 digits that the Hindu Arabic system uses, we have the 0, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, this for 5, this for 6, 7, 8, and then 9. These are just the 10 digits that the Hindu Arabic system uses. So this for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. It is based on this digits that all other numbers can be formed. That is, from 9 we go to 10, and 10 starts from 1 and then this 0. Then from there you go to 11. 11 is just a double of 1. You see, then 12, 1, 2, 13, 1, 3. It goes in that order. You get it? So this is the Hindu Arabic system. Now, the other one, which is very, very old, is the Roman numeral. The Roman numeral. Now, the Roman numeral, on the other hand, it is an ancient system that was used back then in the Roman Empire. You see, so for this one, it uses combination of letters from the Latin alphabets. You get it? So the basic ones we have to know. You have I, which represents 1. You see, then you have then, which represents 5. Then you have an X, which would then represent 10. You see, I'm giving you the basic ones. It is from this that there are laws that will govern you to form other numbers. So we have L, which represents 50. And then we have C, which would represent 100. Then a D, which would represent a 500. And then an M, which will represent 1,000. You see? So just as the Hindu Arabic just has these 10 digits to represent all the numbers, the Roman numeral also uses this I, then X, L, C, D, and M to represent what? Numbers as well. You see? So it is from this that there are laws, which I want to focus on that here. You see, so these laws help you combine these letters to give you what other numbers. So for instance, if you want 4, you see, 4 is going to be, that is 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1, and that you write it as I then. You see, I then. Meanwhile, 6 is also 5 plus 1. You see, but I write it as then I. You get it? So there are rules that we use to form these numbers. We'll talk about that in another lesson. So these are the two main types of numerals we would look at in this lesson. Now let's look at the types of numbers. Types of numbers. And you have known what the differences are by now. The number is just a concept. Numeral is a representation of these concepts. So let's look at types of numbers quickly. Now, talking of the types of numbers, there are so many that we won't be able to look at all. But for the scope of this video, let's look at the following on your screens. So the number, we have natural numbers, you see. So for natural numbers, it is sometimes called the counting numbers. And they are the set of numbers we use to count. So if you have a number of oranges there, you start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order. So the natural numbers are those that we use to what? Count. Sometimes known as what? The counting numbers. And here they are. You see, so they are the counting numbers. Then we have another group of numbers we call the whole numbers. Whole numbers is just the set of natural numbers, but then it includes 0. You see, so we don't actually use all these whole numbers to count, because when we are counting, we don't start from 0. You get it? But then for whole numbers, it starts from 0. So 0 plus the remaining natural numbers gives you whole numbers. Then we would also look at integers. When we talk of integers, they are the numbers that will help you represent, let me say, height beneath, and then depth and credit as well. So you see, the number system has got provisions for all real life scenarios. You get it? Natural numbers would help you count. Whole numbers would help you denote what? Something that is whole. Integers would help you get the concept of depth, and then negative temperatures and all that. You get it? So they have negative, that is every positive number, or all the natural numbers have their negative counterparts. So that if you take 1, it has its negative counterpart being -1. If you take 2, it has its negative counterpart being -2 as well. You get it? Then we have even numbers. So when we talk of even numbers, then they are numbers that are divisible by 2. Numbers that are what? Divisible by 2. So any number that is divisible by 2 is just what? An even number. And all these numbers here are what? Divisible by what? 2. You see? So 2 itself, 4, 6, 8, they are all divisible by 2. Then the numbers that are not divisible by 2, we call them odd numbers. Odd numbers. Odd numbers are those that are not divisible. Or if you divide by 2, you would always get a remainder. So the likes of 1, 3, 5, all these ones, if you divide them by 2, there will be a remainder of 1. Prime numbers, on the other hand, are numbers that are greater than 1, but they have only 2 factors. So talking of only 2 factors, it means it is only 1 itself and then the number itself that can divide them. So for instance, if you take 2, there are only 2 numbers that can divide 2, 2 itself and 1. If you take 3, there are only 2 numbers that can divide 3, 3 itself and 1. Same applies to 5, same applies to 7, and same applies to 11. We call these what? Prime numbers. But then for those that have they do have more than two factors. For instance, if you take 4, 4 has 2 as its factor, it has 1 as its factor, and has 4 itself as its factor. Hence, we say it has more than 2 factors. We call that a composite number. We call that a composite number. So that is how far this video is going to get. I told you this is just an introductory video. In our next lesson, we'll be looking at factors and then multiples. So we'll end here. But as usual, I'll leave this for you to try on your own just to test your understanding. So it says write the numeral for each of these. We have 16, 21, and then 105. Then you have to circle the natural numbers in this list. So you'd have to remember what natural numbers are. Then identify all odd numbers between 10 and 20. From the list below, separate the prime and composite numbers. And over here, you have to fill in the blank. So is 0 a what number? Is it an even number, prime number, odd number? What have you? You write all that. The smallest prime number is, then the number 1. Is it a composite number or a prime number? So this is it for this lesson. See you in our next lesson. Bye, and then stay safe.